camera up the other way. I'm sort of still experimenting with the YouTube live. I was doing Facebook live. If I move over here. So I know I've just done another live, but this was the other message that I wanted to get out there to you. Again, using a local example of a business person. So basically, there were some dance classes for my 4-year-old, he's 5 now, and it was like, come along for a trial session. We had to pay, but only 3 people turned up, but she'd only done 1 Facebook post in our local village Facebook group, and I only saw it because a friend saw it, so that's all she did, okay? But she wanted to start these regular classes, yeah, which is a brilliant business model. And anyway, she was a little bit prickly during the time. She thought the children could have behaved better, therefore, could have listened better, therefore. But that aside, fine. Anyway, she didn't hold another one. She cancelled them because she didn't have enough numbers. And even at the end, we sort of had a conversation. I said, why don't you put letters in with the school? Why don't you look at maybe using the school and do it as an after-school club? Like, there's loads of stuff you could try, because obviously I felt sad for her that only 3 people were there, but you've got to start somewhere, yeah? You don't suddenly start with a full class, you start somewhere, and then they tell someone, as long as you've been friendly and they've enjoyed it. So she was basically, this thing that she really wanted to do, she was prepared to put 1 Facebook post in a group for free, and that dictated whether her idea was going to be a success or not. There were no posters, there were no leaflets in the school bag, there was not a second post, yet she deemed her idea as a failure and cancelled it. So didn't even give people a chance to spread the word for her. What you have to do up, and this is similar to my last one that I just done, show up consistently, okay? You have to keep showing up. And in the early days, 2 or 3 or 4 people, 1 or none, might come. But from showing up and having that post on Facebook and having your leaflets and having your posters on a consistent basis, people will start to notice and come along. But you have to get through that initial slowness to get to the good stuff. So you have to be prepared to keep failing to get to where your dream is, to get to where the business is that you want to create. You can't just put 1 post out for free and expect a business to be born. Life is not like that. However much the gurus want to tell you that you just need to do this and that, you have to get through the sluggish, it's not working, the feelings of I'm doing something wrong and what am I doing, and I'm putting myself out there and no one's buying, and it's such a failure. You have to be prepared for that. And as long as you go in with your eyes open and you are prepared to feel like that, then it's not going to be a shock. So I am sharing this with you, that when you try and launch something new, there will sometimes be crickets. There will sometimes be low numbers and lulls. But the key to get it from the crickets up to the raving party is to keep going, to turn up the next week. So she just cancelled it. She didn't give it a chance. She didn't want to fail again. So she hasn't got a dance class, yeah? Again, it's not rocket science. You just have to want that dream enough to show up week 2, show up week 3. Now, obviously, if you're in week 8 and you've still only got 3 people and you are being everywhere you can possibly think of, then maybe it's time to look at the drawing board and tweak it. Maybe your messaging's wrong. So it's not about giving up, but maybe your messaging's wrong. Maybe the proposition's wrong. Maybe the price point's wrong. But if that's what your dream is, to hold children's dance classes, you keep going until you have the formula where people are showing up and you have a waiting list. So I tried to get my son into a gym class locally. I cannot get him on. There is a waiting list. So people want what she is offering. It's just that she's not positioning it or not giving it a chance to position it. Yeah? So my message is, if you feel in that beginning part where it's just like, it's so hard and so slow, and it is, but business is. You've got to wait for it to sort of catch on, and you've got to wait for people to start to get to know you. So statistically, and it's more than this, so before Facebook, I was told people had to see me like 7 or so times before they would buy from me. So that meant my initial expectations of my marketing activity was lower. So I knew I had to have some leaflets and some adverts and be there and for people to start to say, oh, there's that company again, and there's that company again. At the beginning, it's hard, but then it starts to snowball, and you get that tipping point because people are like, oh, there she is again. Oh yeah, I saw her last week, saw her last year, and people start to remember, and then they've got the confidence to come and buy from you. When you're a fly-by-night, flash in the pan, one-nighter, you haven't got the chance for that to build. Yeah? So I know it's hard. And I know it can be demoralising. I've been there so many times and I've felt for that lady, which is why I tried to give her some advice of the different things, you know. It's not going to cost her much money to put it in the school bags. And the school definitely would have done that, you know. She didn't try. She wasn't prepared to fail to create her dream, to follow her dream. She just gave up. It makes my heart break for people because she obviously wanted to do it or she wouldn't have bothered in the first place. She was studying like dance and stuff. You know, that's what her life seemed to be about. But it was such a half-hearted attempt. It's never gonna work. If you approach it with that half-hearted, I can't be bothered, I'm gonna do one Facebook post and the world's against me if it doesn't work. People don't see it in Facebook. I am not on Facebook very much at all anymore. You know, it's the noise. There's so much noise. And if that's all you're doing, how are you going to stand out? Yeah, how? You've got to be thinking, how am I going to stand out? How can I get in front of my ideal customers? How can I make them see? How can I make them want to be part of what I'm doing? It's not rocket science. It makes me really cross that there's all these people throwing their dreams away because they can't be bothered to put the effort in. So either say it's not my dream and actually I don't want it, and that's fine. Or say you want the dream and go, make it happen. Okay? So yeah, there's my 2 rants that I've been carrying around with me for a little while because I keep seeing all these businesses, they come like this far, so there's the journey. There's the journey, and they've come this far and they give up. It's the people that are prepared to get through the slush and the hills and the mountains, and then they start to get there where we all want to be. But you don't suddenly go like that. As much as the gurus want to charge you $2,000 to show you how to go like this, it doesn't work. I'm fed up with it. Anyway, have a great day. That is my little rant, second rant of the day, and it's only 9:20. I better go and do some work. All right then, lots of love. Bye-bye.